Hey guys, this is Philip, a Trade Genius. So in this video, I wanted to kind of show you guys, basically we want to stand back and take a look at the big picture. And we'll start with the market cap. So market cap's taken probably the biggest pullback, biggest single pullback we've seen yet in the history of this cryptocurrency market cap, the entire market cap. So a big pullback. What is contributing to that, honestly, is the Chinese New Year. And if you look on charts, you'll notice that April or January is generally a week. The first part of January is generally weak, and you can see that if you go back. Let's look at 2016, red January, 2017, red January, 2018, red January. This year we weren't, obviously a lot more money came into the space, so whether or not that dynamic was going to hold up had yet to be seen, but it's obviously there. So that's one part of what we're seeing. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is how I look at when we have major bottoms being put in, and I use this 20 period moving average on a weekly. And since this bull run has started, which was the latter half of 2015, is when we kind of got out of this sideways move and then we started moving up, that has marked just about every bottom. So if we touched it or we penetrated it, it quickly rebounded and off we went. And here we are. So this week has a very high likelihood that the bottom is in. Not to say we're not going to roll over and make a new low. If we look at, say, a smaller time frame, we could continue and we could make a new low. But there's a very high probability that this week the low is in, because that trend line has been, or that moving average has been pretty darn reliable for this bull market. So, and again, we're coinciding with a weak January. So February, we should see this thing off and running again into March. Now, if one thing I wanted to show you guys, sometimes it's good to have perspective. Here's a Bitcoin. Let's jump into the forks real quick, and then I'll show you something. So we're falling out of our aggressive fork. This is a very aggressive fork, but I'm keeping it up until I see that we've fundamentally changed trajectory out of it. And we are poking out of the bottom, which typically has been signaling a bottom on the weekly. The other fork I have is much more broad, and bring that up here in a second for you guys. Let's do Bitsnap. Okay, so this one is much wider. I'm kind of suspecting we're going to stay within this inner part, this lighter colored version of the channel, or section of the channel. We've fallen out of the parabolic curve that we were in, so that this part of that move is over. This upper band will continue to stay, and we'll get a little slight adjustment on it, but that's going to be kind of the high water mark for moves. When we hit that, probably way overbought, and we'll pull back. This lower curve will just be adjusted, but we've fallen out of that, so now it's going to recharge, and it's going to take a while before we make, see another new high. And when I say by a while, we're talking weeks, not months. So, all right. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys was when you look at, and it seems like the sky is falling. It always does, especially with newer people to the space. But if you look at, if we look at this move here, or even on a 4-hour chart, it looks pretty scary, right? Falling over, rolling over. When's it going to stop? If you look at 2017, the beginning of 2017, look at that. Just total carnage. Never going to end. Death, destruction, mayhem, right? But then if you were to kind of zoom out, though, and look at the big picture of 2017, of how that looked, I mean, on a 4-hour chart, you can't even see it. It's just a blip. But if you go to 1 day, a little more granular, but still, not even a blip. That was the beginning of 2017, guys. That was what that looked like. So just, things are going to get exponentially more magnified as Bitcoin grows. So, but there's a comparison of how things, big picture now. This is big picture, how those things kind of look at the moment, and then they turn into be just a milepost on the road to higher highs. So just thought I'd put that out there, guys. Some Bitcoin perspective where we're at. Again, I think this week we are seeing the low on this move, and that's just based on the moving average I showed you guys, and also the calendar. The January calendar with the Chinese New Year's typically has this effect. All right. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Thanks for all the subs. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.